From spring to winter in one night. This will be the last in our string of warm days. Here's a live look at the Gateway Arch. You can see the fall colors in a lot of the downtown trees. Much cooler air is headed our way. It will settle in by the time we wake up in the morning. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Close to 80 degrees today. Low 50s for a high tomorrow. Meteorologist Jim Castillo is here with the Weather First forecast.
Yeah, hi, Kay. So we're watching Monday morning for some areas below freezing. Then Tuesday, all of us below freezing and a hard freeze. So it will be the end of the growing season. And also Wednesday, very cold. So disconnect the garden hose and drain it, and also bring in the potted plants because of this colder weather. Now in Maine weather, I'll get to those numbers coming up, but it is warm right now, a little on the breezy side and some sunshine out there. Boy, if you like that humid weather and that warm weather, it's here. And it's only for a few more hours. So right now it's 79 degrees. There it is. Almost 80. It feels like 81 with that humidity at 62%. So that dew point in the mid 60s and a west-southwest wind over 11 miles an hour. Some of the gusts to about 20. Not too bad. But we're watching the radar also for some isolated showers and storms, most of them around the Columbia, Missouri area, Boone County, and even western portions of Pike County now starting to see a little bit of activity. Coming up, those very cold numbers, Kay, that begin this weekend, but really get cold on us by Monday.
All right, thanks, Jim. We are following a developing story in the Metro East. A man is injured today after being shot by a Sauget police officer. Police say 4 armed men robbed a person at an ATM at the Motor Mart on Mississippi Avenue overnight. The shooting happened after a brief chase. Investigators are now trying to confirm reports that at least one of the suspects fired shots at responding officers. Police in St. Louis looking for the person who shot a 15-year-old boy. Officers found the injured teen on Penrose overnight. They say they're still trying to determine exactly where the shooting happened and what led to it. The major case squad investigating a deadly shooting in Maplewood. We're told someone shot a man yesterday on Yale. This happened just off of Manchester Road. The victim later died at a hospital. His identity has not been released. This man is in the St. Louis County Jail. Police say Christopher Porter drove a teenage girl from North Carolina to Kirkwood. He's a registered sex offender. Officers in Kirkwood spotted a suspicious vehicle parked in the Lowe's parking lot on Lindbergh. Inside, they found Porter and a 16-year-old girl who'd been missing for 2 weeks. The girl met Porter on a social media app and told police she wanted to run away. More than 36 hours after the worst mass murder in Maine's history, the manhunt for suspect Robert Card continues today. Card is suspected of killing 18 people during a shooting spree Wednesday night. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest.
An urgent manhunt for suspected mass murderer Robert Card growing in scale and intensity.
All of our partners have been continuing to work 530 plus tips and leads that have come in from the general public, from a number of communities, a number of different relationships.
Until he's found, tens of thousands remain under shelter-in-place orders. Card is suspected of killing at least 18 people and injuring 13 more in a Lewiston bowling alley and a nearby restaurant and bar. Survivors describing the terror.
I almost wish that I was up closer to him when he came in, because every time I close my eyes, I visualize myself attacking him.
Grief-stricken families can't begin to describe the loss.
The world lost a great girl, and I lost a precious daughter.
A family member of the 40-year-old suspect says he struggled recently with acute mental health issues. Card is a longtime Army reservist, and officials tell NBC News he threatened a military base and was sent by his own commanders to a mental health facility in July.
That should have triggered the yellow flag law, and he should have been separated from his weapons.
As the community reels from Maine's worst mass murder in history, now a lifetime of heartbreak for each victim taken. In Lewiston, Maine, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Now, Card's family said he'd been having mental health issues, but there's still no motive for the shooting. Investigators say they are looking at several leads. Students and parents are showing concern after a series of fights at Riverview Gardens High School. Police responded to the school yesterday afternoon. They took 3 teens into custody and later released them to their parents. A teen was also taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. One parent tells us it's been hard on her kids to have to deal with it.
It discourages them from getting up every morning because they don't know what they're going to face in a day at Riverview Gardens High School.
Tonight, parents can talk about the issue on a Zoom call arranged by the Ungun Institute. It all starts at 5 p.m. School leaders at Live for Life Academy in St. Louis, they're taking up a fight against a marijuana dispensary being built directly across the street. Under Missouri law, dispensaries are legally required to be at least 1,000 feet away from schools, churches, or daycares. But in 2020, the city's Board of Aldermen dropped the distance requirement. School officials say it's dangerous to have a dispensary so close to an urban school.
Let's do something to change this regulation, this law, and not just for Live for Life Academy, but so that you don't open this up in any other area where schools or students are being educated.
Kind Goods has not commented. Students at Live for Life are currently putting together a protest of the dispensary. The mayor's office says it's reviewing the situation. Chaos in Mexico after a deadly tornado. Why victims feel the government won't make them a priority. Plus, video you just have to see. Check out a windsurfer's scary encounter with a whale.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again. There's no upfront cost to hire me and my team, and absolutely no fee until we win your case.
It didn't cost me a dime up front to hire Mike's team after my car wreck.
It didn't cost anything for Mike and his team to start working on my case. The settlement they got me took care of all of my hospital bills and put over $98,000 in my pocket.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Call 314-888-4444.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
We bring the wow to your house. Over 50 years of beautiful results. SunshineDrapery.com.
Injured? Call Kaufman Townsley. 314-500-5000.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body never bounced back.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is extremely hard to get rid of.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
And I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Schedule your free consultation and get $250 off. Call or go to sonobello.com.
At Creeders, we handcraft every batch of our delicious popcorn. Like our Creeders cheese and caramel mix. Great on their own, even better together. Try Creeders, handcrafted small batch popcorn.
Hurt? Call Brown & Brown now.
The latest now on the war in the Middle East. Israeli forces conducted another raid in the Gaza Strip. As NBC's Jay Gray reports, it's in advance of an expected ground invasion into Hamas-ruled territory.
Hey there, and after multiple aerial assaults were stopped by the Iron Dome today, at least one of those attacks from Gaza did make it through, striking an apartment complex here in Tel Aviv. We know that at least 3 people were injured. We don't know the extent of those injuries to this point. But for the second night in a row, the IDF conducting what they call a targeted raid. It was a major incursion on the ground into Gaza. Tanks and troops moving in, taking out operational structures, taking out tank installations, we are told. The Navy also involved in a mission as well overnight. And all of this, we are told by the IDF, in an effort to prepare the battlefield for what they say is the next phase of this war. You would think, with the way they are clearing out the area around the border with Gaza, that would mean tanks would roll in and stay inside Gaza as they move in, not these raids that we've seen over the last 2 nights, but still no indication of when that may happen. That's the latest from here in Tel Aviv. I'm Jay Gray, NBC News.
Storm victims in Acapulco, Mexico are growing weary days after Hurricane Otis. The Category 5 storm killed 27 people when it hit land earlier this week. Residents are getting desperate amid a slow emergency response from the government. Many worry the focus will be on repairing the tourism infrastructure instead of helping victims. The Mexican government has deployed around 10,000 troops to deal with the aftermath. New at noon, President Biden is being challenged. Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips has announced a primary bid for the presidency. He formally entered the race today after trying to get other Democrats to mount their own runs. Phillips says the party needs younger voices. Well, there's just no relief for our budgets. The cost of goods continues to rise. The Federal Reserve says overall prices rose another 0.5% from August to September. But despite the rising inflation, Americans are still spending enough to fuel the economy.
I always say that the more the skirt twirls, the better it is.
Searching for her true self turned into showing off her heritage. Meet a woman who discovered herself through her ancestry. Next at noon.
And Kay, it's warm and humid and a couple of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder already moving into Frankfort and Pike County, Missouri. But this trick-or-treat forecast, get ready to wear a coat as you're headed out on Halloween. It's going to be a cold one.